We're live.
Nice, man. Listen, I don't get to kick off that often. I am. It is a jealous intro from Cage. I'm speaking on behalf of all of the people who are not currently at the National as this is being played. You are. I got to watch that live. I saw Satchel Paige. I saw Pristine's basketball hoop. I saw all the fun stuff, man. It was. I was like, man, I got to get over there. But the hobby is not just the National. The hobby is not just Chicago. But I do want for people who missed the live or haven't watched the live, I do want to get you know, we're not going to have too many episodes of this. We're only going to be there for a couple of days, so I do want to hear from you. I want to hear what your thoughts are. You've now been there about a day, so I want to know. You're there intro. Did you see anything that surprised you? Did you see anything that excited you? I really would like to hear from you this episode as kind of like the voice of Luca Nation, the eyeballs of all of us. Now, I mean, we've just to kick it off where I'd like you to go. We've been spending the last couple of weeks talking about how we think the hobby is potentially, on an uptick. And maybe that's because of the National. Maybe it's the run-up to the National. And I know not everyone's there yet, but just generally speaking, in the beginning, what's the vibe like?
Nice queuing. Nice queuing. So one thing that's super interesting for me, and this is the first topic I want to talk about, but the vibe is, I mean, it's cool, man. I think it's awesome. I think just shows in general are awesome. We went to Gibson Steakhouse yesterday, and they had exotic show and anime show, the last two shows before National.
Oh, I thought there was an exotic show while you were eating steaks. I was like, is Broth dancing again?
No, an exotic show.
Again? Dude, you got to be careful. My mind wandered. I'm like, well, you got what with your ribeye? An exotic show? What? I'm looking up the address. I'm looking up the address of this place right now.
No, but it's a convention center, so they had the exotic show and the anime show, and we crushed them. They said our show is bigger by two times, so that's good news. My buddy went to the bank today, and a lady was like, "Wow, so much cash being taken out." She rolled his eyes at him. But no, here's the real big one that I found out was this National 2 times the amount of tickets were sold as the previous one.
Well, it's 2 years worth of National combined into one because there wasn't one last year. So,
but here's maybe this is a topic, and honestly, dude, I think you could help people with this. My buddy's here, my best friend's here, okay, and he owns one card, and I think the buying into crypto, buying into NFT, it's much easier, it's simpler, but buying your first card is hard, right? And there's a lot of new people coming to a show this year, and a lot of them probably own 10 cards or less. I would say that's a big new kind of demo. But how would you guide them into buying that first card, right? It's not the easiest thing. Once you got a roll, it's easy. But How do you develop that initial strategy? So that's what I've heard when I heard that's 2 times the amount of tickets sold to this National to the previous. I don't think it's the main guys. The main guys go to every National. It's the general public. It's the guy that's coming with his son that might have collected cards 10 years ago. It's the friend that heard of a friend of a friend. He's like, do you want to tag along? Yeah, it's $19. What do I got to do? I'm working from home anyway. So I think it's that general public, and I want to help guide them. How do they buy their first card?
Listen, I mean, it's great that it's a show, but I still would be doing a lot of online research. I know it shows in public, but the best weapon you have when you go out there to a show is knowledge. It's information, especially if you're new to this, right? Because, while I'm going to tell you 95% of the people out there are great, there's still, like in everything else, there's people who will take advantage of a newcomer. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure you're going into this armed, with as much knowledge about the card or cards you want to pick up. And the biggest tip, you're not going to want to hear this because it's National, everyone's going, but sometimes the National is not where you find a bargain. It's where you find anything you want. I mean, some of those booths you pass by, I was like, oh my God, look at this stuff. I'm like, I'm in heaven. But, go ahead, please.
Real quick, because I was thinking about that exact thing. And you won't find a bargain on the main cards, right? You probably won't even find a good bargain on cards. But there's so much memorabilia there. There's like a 1958 Bill Russell MVP trophy. Mm-hmm. There's Bill Russell's jersey. There's this Pele postcard. So I think you could get a real discount on artifacts because no one knows how to price them.
Yeah, I guess. But if no one knows how to price them, how do you know if you're really getting a discount? So that's part of the problem, right?
That's the research. But Cage, that's the research. Like if a Conor McGregor, and I've been thinking a lot about this morning, like a Conor McGregor rookie auto, right, was 15, 20,000 in a PSA 10. Mm-hmm. Then how much are his game used gloves autographed?
Not that much. because while there's not as much supply of it, there's also less demand for people who want to display a glove.
Would you say?
Want to have a glove.
Would you say, as a newcomer to the hobby, people should stay away from that kind of buy?
Yes, because it's easier to get hurt. But if that's what you like, then no. Right? I mean, if you're coming to this and you're spending your money and you're traveling and you're showing up live and you are a memorabilia guy, you're a UFC guy, and you think it's really cool to get a blood-splattered, taped up UFC glove, like fight worn, because that is cool and that gets you closer than any piece of cardboard made by Topps or Panini ever does, then by all means, go for it. You're probably going to get it cheaper than a lot of cards. But it depends on what your thing is. You know what I mean? And here's you may find a better price on eBay, right? And you know what I find? And I do this all the time. I'm guilty of it also. Just because you're there doesn't mean you have to make a deal. You know what I mean? Like my parents, when I was a kid, we went on one of these like free timeshare trips to Colonial Williamsburg. Yeah, I'm that poor.
Where William and Mary is that where William and Mary College is?
Yes, College of William and Mary's there. We visited Jamestown.
They always had our number, Cage, in college. You know how there's a team that just always has your number? It was them in Northeastern. We could never beat.
One of the oldest schools in the country.
Beautiful area.
But yeah, man, I learned lots. I mean, you can ask me the 3 ships that settled Jamestown in 1607, and I think I would remember them. The Susan Constance, the Godspeed, and the Discovery. So I do remember them. But anyway, we divert a little bit. Point is, I went there every summer because we were offered, my parents, a 3-day, all-expense-paid trip to Colonial Williamsburg. I said Colonial Williamsburg, so it's the Brooklyner in me. I'm always thinking about cannolis. Colonial Williamsburg. And, it's all you got to do is go on a 90-minute tour, right? 90-minute tour of the timeshare. And we'll pay for your hotel. We'll give you the tickets to Busch Gardens for your kids to go on a roller coaster. You go to Colonial Williamsburg. You're all set. And, of course, it was a mockery, right? It was the first night we were there. My parents and the other couple that we went with, the other family, were, like, making fun. How are we going to say no? How many language can we say no in when they pitch us this timeshare? No, niet. It was like a big joke every day. And then they went up. Finally,
my language. I don't want
to do all. I did our languages. You want me to do like 400 languages? I'll do a lot. I'll say it in Klingon if you want.
You could speak 400 languages.
Yeah, man, I'm C-3PO. So, but as we proceed, we move along to the actual 90-minute thing, and by the end of it, both my parents and this other family were buying a timeshare. Are they pressured in? Did they feel guilty? Did they feel pot committed? Right? Did they feel like, shit, we just got a free vacation. My kids went to Busch Gardens. This doesn't sound so bad. We could do this again. What a nice fellow. We spent the money. We might as well just say yes and be tied to a timeshare maintenance fee for the rest of our lives. Just because you got on a plane and you bought a hotel and you paid for, maybe you were able to get media passes like Shyway Vlogs, or I don't know, you paid for your tickets, your VIP.
You have a media pass too, thanks to
you.
A guy named Ray Schultz, by the way. Shout out to Ray Schultz. He does marketing media for the show, and he hooked it up.
Thanks to my awesome Lucas Tigers and Bronze dance post. Boom, boom, boom. My reel. I can make a killer reel, man. So in any event,
Dude, people are really excited to meet you.
I don't know why. But
I don't know why either.
I got boxes of stuff to give out. I want to do so much. I want to do cigars. I want to do trivia. I want to do so much stuff with Luca Nation. You guys see me? I'm gonna be like Oprah. You get a slab. You get a slab. Anyway, to the point. When you go,
so it seems like Cages doesn't have much here on what to buy for the.
No. What, dude? The point is, you don't have to buy just because you're there, or you don't have to buy just because you're there. Like you can leave and probably find a bargain at home, depending upon what it is you're looking for, right? Now, if you find something, it's something you want. There are rare things that you're looking for. You might only find it at this show. You might only find it at the National. There are a lot of things there that you might never see before, or might never see again.
And here's the kicker, Cage. When you buy that rare thing and you show it for yourself, you've gotten into the hobby, and maybe your second, third, fourth, fifth, it's piqued your interest to go and research the cards that you can make money on.
Yep.
So there always has to be. My first cards I bought were I'll always remember it was Zion was where I made my money. I always say that, but it was the Giannis Prism. Actually, it was funny that I got that. But before I even got that, I got the Kobe blank front card.
Oh, okay.
You know that card, that really beautiful white card.
Yep.
And I was like, this is such a cool card. It was like $60, $70. It was cheap. And a PSA 9, the PSA 10 was pretty expensive then. It was like $2,000 because there's not a lot of them. You know what's cool? It's coming out. Malice in the Palace documentary.
Wow.
Ron Artest. Um, I think this is why we love live sports, because it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, you know exactly where you are when you watch something like that live.
Oh, yeah.
And that was cool. I was watching. I was at my grandma's house, and I turned on the TV, and it like literally I turned it on 5 seconds before this thing happened. It was the end of the game. Because Sports Center was the sickest back then too. And I wanted to watch like Sports Center top 10 plays, and it was the end of the game, and there was just a brawl, and it got me thinking like Jermaine O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal is a really good player, and we don't even talk about him in the hobby.
Nope.
Steven Jackson was on the Spurs team that won a championship. No one even knows.
Yeah, well, these were players that, there's a little recency bias there, but if you go to every decade, you can find players like that nobody cares about. And you're talking about like all NBA, like all defense, like from my years. So you're talking about your guys, like a guy like Joe Dumars.
Good player.
A perennial all-star, all defensive team every year. He was the one who guarded Michael Jordan when it was the Pistons against the Bulls. I mean, like all NBA type of player. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. He's cardboard irrelevant. So,
if there's a deal to be made, Cage, we need to get cardboard relevant back to its rightful owner at this national.
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to do it. It's okay. Listen, so we have that. The vibe is good. Everybody's having fun. I gotta tell you, I'm bringing cards, and it's great, and it's my first time there. And I know there's a lot of people who go to this with the goal to make huge deals. That may happen. I may make some trades. I make some sales. Who knows? My goal, legit. I want to count. I want to meet at least 25 Luca Nation group members, not just people who are like, oh yeah, I listened to the show. That's great. I want to meet you, but I want to check it off. I want to meet at least 25 people who are in our groups who we talk to. I want to put faces to screen names.
Okay, you're gonna do that. You're gonna meet at least 100. I met 25 this morning before they let the general public in.
All right, so I set small goals for myself so that I can achieve them. Come on, man.
And I'm way less recognizable than you.
No.
Jesse Bro Craig recognized me.
Nice. There you go. That's
all the big wigs I've noticed are staying at the Hyatt. I think it's because the lobby's super dope.
All the big wigs are staying at the Hyatt.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I'm not at the Hyatt. I am not a big wig and will never pretend to be one.
I think all the big wigs.
I'm hiding. Okay. I'm hiding in the Hilton.
So what else do you want to know? I know. Are we doing plays this week?
If you like, we did one yesterday.
He's always so non-committal. Yeah,
because these are live episodes. We don't prep for these things, but more importantly, I mean, we'll have 360 plays this year each. You're at the National, dude. Like, I can't wait tomorrow. I can't wait to tell all the people we meet. I know it's a slower day because it hasn't really kicked off yet, and I know from your live, it wasn't it. But did you see any cards while you were doing your live, while you were doing your runaround besides the Satchel Paige? That you were like, wow, look at that thing. Like, I've never seen that before. Did you see, like, I know you were taken for a moment by that cool Kobe display that was on the bottom shelf. I think it was
the Kobe display was sick. I really liked Heritage Auctions area. They were kind of set up in the middle. For me, it wasn't the cards. I think I did explain that, but maybe I'll do a better job. Like, it wasn't the cards. It was all the stuff you don't normally see. It was the artifacts. Seeing vintage cards in person is actually kind of different to seeing them online. I don't know if you agree with that. Like, they just feel cooler in person. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to word that. And the shiny cards are less cool in person because there's so many of them. No, what was cool is all the people setting up. Like, it was cool to know, Alt was there. Slabstocks was there. I got to run into the Card Talk Pod guys. KK Sports Cards was there. Mealy Pops. I met a guy named Doug who loved F1. And I kept talking about my co-host and his opinions on F1. But no, like, there's only 20 F1 drivers. Only 20 F1 drivers. So there's only 20 cards people really go after in a set of 200. Because the rest of the cards are like their car and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, the gloves, the car,
you got to understand.
Tailpipe. And they do the special set for the ones that don't make the F1. They call those the FU drivers. 20 of them also. They're all set.
They're putting it on clearly done wipe my ass.
Clearly done wipe my ass. Exactly.
I explained this. Like, when I was doing the live, I said, like, it's my first time national. Like, I wanted to include our Luca Nation as a part of that live and experience it together. So we're going to be at this for two different reasons. Like, Cage, you're going to come tomorrow. You're going to be blown away by the cards. And I'm excited to get that content. And the videographers already reached out and are like, hey, can I follow you guys and all that stuff. So you're excited about the cards because you know the cards. For me, I'm excited about the hobby growing. So it comes at it from two different angles. I like to see how people set up their displays. I love people that go above and beyond and put prices very neatly. I like when it's like modern, like ultra modern, modern, vintage. Like I respect how people lay their stuff out. So that's the angle I come at it from.
Nice. Listen, it's not missed in your life. You just in what you look at, it's amazing. The fact that there is a show and the show, this national, has become this extravaganza where people are setting up crates and pallets of things. It really is an impressive thing. Not just the cards, just the setup, the amount of money and time that goes into setting something like this up. It does show staying power in the hobby.
I'll also say, I love that you're doing a good job probing because, like, when you go into a show, there's so many things. It takes a while to soccer cards, man. I'm curious how many people are sitting on dead money or some losses on cards. I'm curious because some guys got into soccer early, but some guys bought into those Mbappes for like $1,000, $2,000, even 800, and now that's a $400 card, and that's the cream of the crop. So that was another thing I was thinking about. Like, there's a lot of soccer guys, a lot of soccer players. These cards were 3x, and now some people might be sitting on losses with these soccer cards. Yep. And I actually think it might be an opportunity to buy soccer.
I'll bring Mbappe. I'll bring in Mbappe. If anybody wants to trade, we'll do some Mbappe trading.
I'm not a Mbappe believer, Cage. I came on here, I was criticizing. I just don't get his game. I don't see how he has a lot of potential, but he's not a finisher and he's not a playmaker. And I've watched soccer long enough, and you need to be one of the two. He needs to get better at scoring for sure. Because Ronaldo's not a great playmaker, but Ronaldo bangs goals. And he bangs goals from free kicks too. And he doesn't miss PKs. Wow,
all right, guys. So this episode, you think it's going in waves. I think it's gone on a linear path. You started off with the exotic show, then Mbappe doesn't finish, and Ronaldo's banging goals. So you're set, man. I mean,
I'm excited for this. So Will Smith is going to be the father of the Serena sisters in a documentary about them.
The Serena sisters.
Yeah, Venus and Serena. I mean, the Williams sisters.
Dude. You know what? There's only one of you. The
Serena sisters.
From now on, they will be known as the Serena sisters.
Venus was better back in the day.
That's it. Oh, 100%. Venus was number one. 100%. That would be kind of cool. Here's my deal. You ready? Yesterday we asked, what should we bring? And I kind of went through some stuff last night. And I'm curious to see what you guys are bringing. Send us some messages, what maybe I should bring if anybody wants to trade. But I'm bringing some non-graded stuff that I've opened recently. I'm bringing some in, a Card Saver 1 kind of case, some cards that I would have graded, UFC Prism. I got like a Michael Chandler autograph in there, some basketball Prism stuff, some Wiseman rookies and, whatever else is in there. And I'm bringing some graded stuff, and I'm not bringing any, huge things. I'd love to trade with you guys and trade in your favor. It'd be fun because to me, I don't care that it's a national. That part of the hobby is what I've missed over the last 2 years. That interaction, that trading, that one-on-one stuff. Everybody else is, I'm going to color up. I want to make a big deal. I brought all these boxes of cards. They want to take their 9 boxes from PSA with the StockX return baloney on there, and they want to put them down on a dealer's table and say, okay, look at all my cards. Here's the spreadsheet. This is worth $100,000. Give me $85,000 and give me a card and let's make a bit. But wait, I can't finalize it yet. I got to go get my cameraman. No. I just want to.
That's actually kind of clutch. I agree. That happened.
Let's trade.
People were writing in their notebooks like they were like inventorying all their cards. So that was kind of accurate. It's a good move though. You got to respect that organization.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm not the most organized person on earth, and I'm scatterbrained, man. Yesterday I was buying Panini NFTs like it was going out of style. Then Gary V comes on, and I love Gary. He knows what he's doing. He tweets about some World of Women NFT and art thing, and I'm like, all right, well, might as well buy some of these.
I swung and missed on B-Friends, so it's might as well.
Might as well. Like going buy some of these. So I'm all over the place. I don't know what I own. So yes,
the patient penguin didn't do it for me. So let me get this interesting woman NFT.
That's right, the podcast Panther who shows up for the exotic show. That's for Andrew. You're not living this exotic show down, man. You did not have to put that in there. Now it's great.
Well, we're bigger than the porn industry. Is that not? That's legit.
Well, will Ronaldo be showing up for the exotic show with you? That's what I want to know.
Ronaldinho, dude, the Brazilian.
Oh,
yeah. The reason he left Barca, man. People who've listened to the show from day one remember my spiel on Brazilians and why I said Neymar's never going to be great. They love to party. That's why they don't love Ronaldo is a workhorse. They're Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a workhorse. He wants to be great.
People are going to skewer you. You just said Barca. You don't even know what kind of soccer fan. You don't know how to say a name right.
The people that know soccer, Ronaldo's a workhorse, man. The Brazilians, they dominate, but they also love to go party. They love to go back to their country and have a good time. And that's why they don't stay into the big clubs that long. They go to PSG. He went back to the Corinthians, I'm pretty sure. Went to Milan. Ronaldinho did. I'm excited.
St. Paul wrote a letter to the Corinthians once. He did. So I like it. I like all of the stuff. I missed out on the steak. So far, that's what I'm missing out the most on. I'm upset that I missed the steak. Sounds like the steakhouse was good. Little Chicago. Are you planning to venture out?
Dude, it was hilarious. The steakhouse cleared out by 9:30.
Are you planning to venture out like into the world? Are you gonna do downtown Chicago? You're gonna go on the river a little bit. You know, you're gonna get some barbecue, some sausage. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna hang out where you are, Rosemont?
Well, I don't know, man. Like, it's tough. Like, because there's a lot of I've never been to a national, so I have nothing to compare it to. Mm-hmm. There's obviously a lot of people that we know that want to do things and do events. So you want to do all of them and meet a lot of people, but you just want to also be present and enjoy the moment. So like, it's like this combination of planning versus not. And I don't know. I really don't know. I can't answer the question. I want to meet as many people. I want them to have a good time. I want to enjoy it and just like kind of soak it in because dude, I've changed this. I've changed my relationship with time. I'm not under the illusion that this is my last national, and I don't play it like it's a one inning thing. So like for maybe national 2 or 3, you plan things more, you learn, but I have nothing to compare it to. So I don't know if I'm venturing out. 50.
Right. That's cool, man. Listen, Reckless Card just sent me a picture of all the cigars he's bringing. I'm so excited. We're definitely doing cigars with Cage. We're doing something.
Do we rebrand instead of cola with Cage? Coke with Cage is pending patent. Do we do cigars with Cage?
No. Cigars are just for partying at the National.
You don't drink coffee. People have spoken. They love the segment. They hate the name.
Nobody cares. It's not about drinking coffee. Coffee has a connotation. You sit down at the coffee house. Coffee house is a type of music. You know, it's like a whole deal. You know, I mean, listen, if I say the stoner hour with Andrew, people get what it means. You don't have to actually be stoned while you're doing that hour. You could be stoned the other 23 hours of the day. You know, I mean,
it's funny. Sometimes I'm wondering, so weed's legal here.
I know.
But dude, this
how
morning.
Do you know this?
I bought weed. But like, I'm like, am I a stoner? I mean, this morning I got up 8 a.m., 8:45 workout, went to National, did a 50-minute live, met people, came back, went on a 3-4 mile run, second workout of the day, and watching YouTube videos now, getting better, doing a podcast, and then going back to the show.
Yeah, so you're a high-functioning stoner. Congratulations.
Maybe. If that's what you're going to say.
Listen, nothing wrong with that, dude. And as you said, it's legal. You may never leave Chicago.
I love Mexico, man. Dude, I went to a burrito place here and I was practicing my Spanish. It was fun. It's fun to practice Spanish on your home turf. Yeah, people appreciate it. And the housekeeper, I practiced with her. It was fun.
I'm sure she loved it. I'm sure she was.
I said, yo practicando español, and she was like, "Oh, muy bien, muy bien."
So yeah, she loved it. Told you you're practicing Spanish.
Yep.
And did you say limpia mi cuarto?
I said, yo necesito toalla. It's like the towel.
A towel.
Yeah.
Towel. Towel. Did you say housekeeping me one pillow? Housekeeping you want towel? No, you didn't say that?
Do you have any good stuff? Any plays for Luca Nation?
This is all good stuff. This is all gold. I want to hear about you talking to the housekeeper again.
Well, I'm just saying I practice Spanish. Nothing that crazy.
Right,
Yo practicando español.
Did you practice? Did you say SOCKS? No?
What, socks?
What? Socks, exactly. I spelled the word socks. SOCKS. No? I did. I spelled SOCKS. It's good stuff, man.
You know what the coolest part is so far being here? I love my buddy who's with me. He's an engineer. He works for Boeing. Dude, the planes fly so low over like the area. It's really cool. That's also.
Right by the airport. So, do we have plays for today? You have a play?
I don't.
It's not a big deal, man, because listen, so I will tell you this. I got I got a PSA return back that I'm going to be bringing some stuff in. Yeah,
I'm really glad you brought that up. That's another thing that I noticed for my live. I showcased that card, the 2012 Panini sticker card.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Dude, I zoomed in on it. There was a LeBron PSA 10. It was beautiful.
What did the guy want for it?
I believe it was $200.
All right,
and I thought that was a steal.
I think there's more than one LeBron. But so here's the thing, right? And this could be Andrew's play, my play, that LeBron could be his play, you name it, right? I don't know whether or not this is going to catch on, right? Just like I didn't know if wrestling cards would catch on, just like the people who were ridden on F1 first didn't know if it was going to catch on. But we've got Andrew and I's group. We've got some pretty, smart people in there, and they're always looking for an angle, right? These are people who got on tennis cards when they were like a couple of bucks and are now selling them for thousands of dollars, right? They're always looking for like the next big thing, right? And last summer, stickers were something we talked about. Panini stickers. A combination of a bunch of things led to it, right? A combination of soccer starting to come into the market, the global expansion of cards, right? Where we were doing, soccer markets, Panini, European markets that may be more into stickers than they are cards. Like soccer was mostly a sticker market for a while, right? Combine that with the increasing population of stuff. And what people were doing is they were looking back at stickers. Panini makes stickers of every sport every year, right? So in addition to baseball, which is actually licensed by them, right? They have basketball stickers. They have football stickers. So pretty inexpensive. I went into my LCS and he had a tray of stickers because he has sticker books for kids and stuff. He just had a whole box and he's like, take whatever you want. Go home and take them in. And one of the things that I put in my PSA, I don't have it with me here, but I'll grab a sticker just so that we have it, right? One of the things that I put in, and this was in his collection, so it was basically nothing, right? You buy them for a couple bucks. 2012 Panini stickers, so just like 2012 Prism. Look at this. See this right here? That's a 2012 Panini sticker, Anthony Davis rookie. It says rookie right on there.
Mm-hmm.
All right? It says draft pick number 1 for the Hornets, Anthony Davis, and it got a 10. Right? This thing, a couple bucks. I mean, I got it for free from my LCS. They just took it out of the thing. And it sells like $150 in PSA 10. 150, 160 bucks for nothing, right? So I graded a whole bunch of other ones. Kobe's, LeBron's, you name it. Just got them all back. They look pretty cool. They have like an extra layer to the slab, a little extra piece of plastic that holds them in there and stuff like that. But some of them are so low pop. I got a Kobe foil A89 from, 2012 Panini stickers. It's the only one out there in 10. And there's only like 10 or 15 of them graded at all, right? So it's a difficult play for you to buy raw and grade them now because there's no bulk subs and all that stuff. But take that to the other side of the equation, right? Stickers like that may never be something that anyone will ever grade again.
Well, I was gonna, Cage. Can I actually ask you? I have a theory on that.
Please go ahead.
With scenarios like you just painted, pretty sought after veteran player on a tough to grade card or sticker. So, does the price have to go from 200 to 1,000? So you see demand pour in for people to start then going to send in stickers.
Yes.
Right. The price first starts to move because there's not going to be a supply run. No one's going to grade them.
Correct.
The supply will slowly creep up. Mm-hmm. And then people will start grading them. So
and then the price might come down because the pop goes up. 100%.
That's interesting.
100%. I think it's happening, with Mbappe. It's happening with most of soccer, just like you talked about.
Did that happen with 2012 Prism?
2012 Prism just wasn't that much of, but yes, it did. I can tell you just from baseball. I was one of the first ones to grade like Griffey and Jeter, and I got a couple of them back here. I'll bring some Griffeys for giveaways.
Cage at one point had 33 PSA 10s of Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
The truth.
33 of the 38 graded Paul Pierces. I was the first one to grade Paul Pierce, I think. So So I just bought them for a couple bucks and graded them. Shaqs, Iversons, you name it. But what happened was the pop on those were single digits, double digits, and I was getting them back, and I had them all, and I would list one, and people would be like, "Whoa, there's only 20 of these in PSA 10. All right, great." But then the price would go up because there's not a lot of them, and when the price went up, people would grade more, and the pop would go up, and the price actually would come down and settle down. And I was talking about the Jeter and the Griffey. When I first got those back, I was paying $1 a Griffey, $3 a Jeter raw, grading them for $8. I'm into these cards $10, $11, and they were selling for $250, $300 when they first came out. Those have come down closer to $100, $150 now. Still great, when you compare to what the raw cards were and with the grading. But I'm taking this a different way, there are other cards out there like that, stickers from 2009, stickers from 2012, where I don't know when bulk opens up, right? And if that LeBron is really $200 and it's a PSA 10 and it's probably single-digit, you're now getting a LeBron from 2012 single-digit pop for $200. What card are you finding out there like that? I know stickers don't have the demand of cards, but who says that demand won't increase a little bit? And now you have a LeBron that's got a single-digit pop that you paid $200 for in PSA 10. You can't even grade something for that kind of money now. You know what I mean? So, to me, it's not just stickers. Stickers was the example. 2012 Prism is an interesting example also. Anything else out there that you see that's like, all right, these weren't graded. And now people can't grade them. And who knows how much it's going to cost to ever grade it. Like, I was able to sneak these stickers in when I sent them in August of last year. Finally get them back 11 months later, right? I was able to sneak them in when these were $9. $9 a card for this sub, right? So it's $10, it's $1 for the sticker, $9 for grading. Am I going to send in a $1 sticker when it's $50 to grade? Probably not. So the pops on these things, I wouldn't expect them to go up that much. And just a little wrinkle, if you're talking about stickers, and it would apply to anything else that's got some age on it. Some of the other folks in that group graded. Our friend Dave's Cards, he graded a lot of stickers too. He actually sent a bonus one in one of our deals. I sent him some soccer cards, and he sent back a bonus Kobe sticker, and it was a 7. I didn't get any 7s. He said the 7 was one of his better grades. So these stickers, they're either stuck to sticker books, or they're they're being dented, or whatever it is. Chances are, even if people found them, they might not be getting 10s. So it's just something to look for. It's a different way of adding today's stars, the GOATs, to your collection, where you are, you're not paying. How much is a LeBron base PSA 10 now? That's going to cost you almost as much as that sticker is. So
You mean a LeBron Prism base?
Yeah, I mean any LeBron base, anything costs you $100.
Honestly, I was gonna make that apply because I don't know if you guys saw. So it was interesting when the horizontal LeBron came out in this year's Prism release. It was the first auction sold for $2,000+ on the silver. Now it's a $200 card. I think there's opportunity with that LeBron. I think that's still an iconic LeBron. The base versions I see on Mercari for $10-$20. So that was actually going to be a play. I'm glad you brought that up because it's always interesting when you see cards like that explode out the gate, then get sold off because it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Then there might be a little buying opportunity. Especially because, let's say the Lakers come out and have a good season. I think those prices go back up because the Prism release doesn't come out till midway through the season anyway.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next year. Hey, I got a question for you, and then I'll let everybody go. And the next time we do this, I'll be in Chicago and hopefully seeing some of you guys, right?
I just did a post, Cage, by the way, and then you'll go. I posted us doing the recording the episode, and I asked people to tag who they'd want us to have on the show this weekend if we.
Sweet, cool. So this is a question for you. I'll let you take it out because you're the basketball guy. I will never have the basketball knowledge you have.
KD is not the best player in the NBA. He's not even top 3.
I know.
Stop asking me.
So they said they're bringing the play-in back for next year, the 7-10 playoff style. Are you a fan of that? Did you like it? Did you think it's stupid? Are you okay with it? What's your thoughts now, hearing that it's going to be extended for another year?
I mean, as a competitor, getting in from a 9th and 10th seed is kind of a joke, considering I thought that getting in from a 7th and 8th seed with a losing record is kind of a joke. Like think about it this way, guys. So baseball is 162 games. Have we said a positive thing about the Yankees all year, Cage?
No.
They're above 500.
I know.
We're in the NBA. No, like that's insane to think about. The Yankees have been criticized, laughed at. Other shows have made fun of them. All this stuff, but they're above 500. Where in the NBA, in the Eastern Conference, a few years in a row, a team without a winning record got into the playoffs, and now you add 2 spots, and as a competitor, you're like, this doesn't even make sense. This isn't even a winning program. But honestly, from a fan standpoint, I love more basketball. I love basketball. I love watching the games, man. They're so good.
So I'm with you, and I'll say one. I love those elimination games. The fact that LeBron and Curry were an elimination game against each other. Talk about like how you can set that up. That's amazing stuff, right? So that's one. And two, from a card standpoint,
the Warriors were leading that whole game too.
I know. I love it from a card standpoint because you know what it means. It means there's more buyers at the trade deadline who think they're involved, who think they can still have a shot because now it's 20 teams who can make the playoffs instead of just 16. Right, you have more movement, maybe more trades being made during the season, more players who can make the playoffs and have the ability to make a run. So it widens the pool of people who are relevant towards the second half of the season.
Ton of truth to that. Okay, you know what I was thinking? Like, this would be so cool, and I'd love to do this. Like, this would be fun for me. In like the corner of like the National, to set up kind of like a lounge area, and do just like a day of interviews. Right, so there's so many content creators that come through. You just set up a lounge area where I would love to host, but honestly, it could be anyone, right? It could just be 2 people because everyone wants to create content. And it's those win-win-win scenarios we talk from the Michael Scott School of Negotiation, right? So National wins because they're publicizing their show, and the backdrop could be national. And I'd be like, this is content creators making content that go on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere about the show. So it's good for the National. And there's so many content creators here, you get to kind of share your audience. So it's win-win-win. And there is extra space. It's not like it's like packed to the brim. Somewhere in the corner, a lounge area set up with a camera. There's so many cameramen who would love to do this. 2 chairs. It would be really cool to have like an interview section. So that'd be something I'd love to do.
There we go. Listen, guys, hope to see some of you soon. And for the rest of the folks out there listening, Andrew did a great live today. If you haven't checked it out, take a look. Cool live. You can play the whole video. A lot of cool. No, dude, it was awesome. It was authentic. You know what I mean? You weren't puffing up yourself. You weren't telling people how great you are and all the deals you're going to make. You were showing people what the National looks like on this early day of the National. And most of us, myself included, even though I'm going to be there, I got real value out of it. You know, I saw what some of these guys' setups are. Some of the cards are amazing. It was like getting an insider's view into a museum. So if you haven't seen that yet, take a look. And that's the kind of content I hope we continue to bring throughout the National because it made me feel like I was there. It made me feel like I wanted to be there. You know, like, hey, let's go. Let's go. So well done. Well done.